California's public safety professionals, police officers, sheriff's deputies, firefighters, all put their lives on the line to keep our state safe. While the job is tough and dangerous, it also has rewards. A modern public safety officer receives good pay, health care, secure retirement, and the equipment to do the job. But it wasn't always that way.
When I first went out to patrol, you had your baton, you had your 6-shot revolver and a pair of handcuffs and a SAP.
The first fire engine I rode on, we had one self-contained breathing apparatus that was in a suitcase on the top of the hosebed cover, and you didn't get to use it unless the captain said it was okay to put it on.
We were not paid very well. Our benefits weren't very good. There was workers' compensation, but it was very limited as to what it covered.
It was okay with the Los Angeles Police Department if you missed meals, if you worked overtime, if it was less than an hour, you didn't put in an overtime slip. There were times when I was literally working for free.
This is a tough job. This is unlike any other profession. Unfortunately, sometimes we don't make it home at the end of the day.
My husband was killed in the line of duty. My husband took a bullet to his head. And I found out just a few weeks later that I would not be eligible for any health benefits.
The benefits police and firefighters received were won only after decades of struggle at the state and local level.
Nobody just gave us these benefits because they thought we were great people or good employees.
Everything we get, down to the pencil on your desk, somebody makes a decision on what you're going to buy, how much money you're going to have to buy it, and those people that make that decision are politicians.
We have to have a political voice. It's one of the major things that moves us ahead. If we can't speak for ourselves, nobody's going to speak for us.
We wouldn't be where we are today if it wasn't for the activities of our association and of the statewide organizations, both in police and fire. Our political activities are absolutely probably the most important thing we do. I believe that.
As tough economic times have gripped the nation, even the most basic workplace protections are under attack. In dozens of states, a hardline agenda is taking aim at collective bargaining rights, retirement security, and basic political rights.
I've been in law enforcement for many years, and you were always the good guy. And then all of a sudden, somehow, the tides have turned.
I think we're seen, quite honestly, by a lot of politicians as just a huge expense, and an expense that they don't want to pay for anymore.
California's public safety professionals and the unions who represent them speak loudly at the ballot box and have held the line in Sacramento. Because they can't win in a straight-up fight, the hardliners are trying to silence your voice with a deceptive corporate power grab initiative. If enacted, this initiative would take away your right to have a voice in elections through voluntary payroll deduction. It weakens your voice in any local or state election, including ballot initiatives. It could even restrict your ability to exercise your rights as an individual union member.
If we can't pool a couple of dollars a month from each of our members who are willing to pool that money to help us communicate, we'll have no ability to get our issues or our points in front of anybody. It just won't happen.
There are some people who are trying to take our voice away at the table, taking our rights away from the table, and pretty much trying to cut us out of the equation. And if we don't step up, our rights, our voice, it's pretty much gone forever.
We're being attacked on all fronts. And if they can silence us politically, then we're essentially moot. We can't really be a force anymore, and they'll do whatever they want.
California voters have twice rejected paycheck deception, in 1998 and in 2005. Many of the same hardliners are back again. The proponents claim to be offering campaign reform, but this so-called reform is one-sided.
This initiative, as written, appears on the surface to be across the board, but truthfully that's not the case. Plain and simple, this is about union busting. It's about silencing the working person's voice.
Owners of corporations, they don't collect dues to write their check to the politicians.
They want to be able to use the political system with the money that they get to any means that they want, but yet when groups like us want to work together, they want to silence our voices.
The fight over the corporate power grab initiative is about much more than big money politics. The loss of a strong, united voice would touch every area of an officer's life on and off the job.
We're here to protect people out there in the streets because we don't want society falling into anarchy.
And if we don't have that voice, we just become irrelevant in the process. And at that point, you really wouldn't have anyone advocating for public safety.
If you've ever been at a bargaining table in negotiations, you know that it's a knockdown, drag-out fight.
I'm absolutely concerned for the existence of collective bargaining. They want to look at cops and firefighters and say, hey, I don't want you collaborating to come over and bargain with us.
There are people out there that would love to take the peace officer procedural Bill of Rights away from us and just basically make us at-will employees.
And I think the police officer's Bill of Rights would be the first thing they would start attacking, and without us, they're representing our membership, it would be gone.
Getting that knock on the door, that's something that never leaves your mind.
Well, I have seen deputy and peace officers up and down the state of California where they're put onto a memorial wall where they're killed in the line of duty.
These benefits are very, very important, and the reality is there is opposition out there.
We are exposed to a lot of stuff that the average citizen isn't exposed to.
If it wasn't for the union, we wouldn't have the presumption laws that we have now.
And if the folks on the other side are able to succeed in this initiative, that will all be gone.
Meeting the challenge won't be easy. Anti-labor forces have spent tens of millions of dollars in Ohio, Wisconsin, and other states pushing their agenda, and they're packing their bags for California as we speak. Winning in 2012 will take unity, commitment, and money.
It's more important than ever, I think, to be together collectively within the public safety professions.
This war that's going on with public employees, especially with public safety officers and firefighters, this is unprecedented. We need each other more now than ever.
This is not only important for you, it's important for your partner, it's for the person that you ride with. This is one of those issues that you need to stand up and be heard.
If every single one of us doesn't recognize the value of getting together, we cannot succeed. If we all get divided, we will be conquered.
You can make the difference in the fight for the future of this proud profession. Talk to your association leadership about what you can do to defeat the corporate power grab.